currently I'm a Hong Kong lawyer, and I'm a partner with a US-based law firm which is called Proskauer Rose, which has been in Hong Kong for about 15 years. So this is where I currently am. But let me go back to, it didn't just happen. It's been a long journey to get here because I've been in Hong Kong many years. I came out here as a very junior and quite green lawyer from London at the end of the 80s. And I found myself working for a very thriving local practice, which was moving very fast and developing very fast. And as a junior lawyer, I found myself thrust into a lot of transactions, very much at the deep end, where I had to very quickly learn to swim, otherwise I would have sunk. That is not necessarily a great way to learn the art of lawyering. I was fortunate the firm was growing very fast, so I grew up with it and I became a partner quite quickly at a good age with good practice. And then I continued from there, and I'd say for the past 20 years I've worked for 2 US law firms, this one mostly. I've been very fortunate because the advantage of working for a US law firm is you have the opportunity to work with people both in the US and in Europe. I've got some great colleagues. I've learned a great deal from them. The culture in the firm I'm at is absolutely fantastic. And hopefully I've given some of that back to them. So to get to this point has been a very long journey, but it's not been an easy road, but it's been an extremely rewarding one. Hong Kong, as we all know, is a major financial centre internationally. We're all just coming out of a very, very difficult time with COVID-19. Restrictions are starting to be loosened thanks to the government. Things are getting easier, although of course we're seeing an economic downturn because of inflationary pressures elsewhere in the world and supply chain problems. Hopefully with China loosening up, that's going to start to change in the right direction as well. So we've seen dramatic changes in the space of digitization of things, in particular in the area of Fintech, which is a very hot topic. For lawyers in particular, this is a very fast-moving area. Brokerages, security houses in particular, are changing and have changed very quickly the way they do business, the way they interface with their clients. And this is an area in which typically, certainly in terms of what I do, the technology comes first and the law catches up later, often when things unfortunately don't go well. So this is a really cutting edge area where there's plenty of opportunity for lawyers to get into, to work in fintech in-house with brokerages and security houses and investment banks. The other area that I'd mention is really the Greater Bay Area. And what we've seen recently, very significantly, is that Hong Kong lawyers can get qualified to practice law in the Greater Bay Area in the 9 provinces across the border. And there's been 2 rounds of examinations so far. There's been a great deal of demand for this, and it's been very successful. And what's this all about? It's about integration, really. The reason why it's been done is about integration of Hong Kong lawyers with the practice of law on the mainland. So with the opportunities that would come if you have one person who is skilled in both the laws of 2 jurisdictions, I think there's plenty to be said there for the way in which that will offer greater efficiencies for clients and organisations that lawyers serve. I think first is it's 3 things. One is it's having being a trusted individual to take part in these proceedings. So I served on 2 separate committees for 3 years. I was invited on by a former chairman who I knew. So to be able to participate and see the inner workings, will also be to someone who was invited to come on is quite an honour, I think, to be a member of the Institute in that way. So that's the first thing. The second thing, I think, is the people. It's who they are and what they do. And this really breaks down into 2 categories. It's the people who staff the board and the people who staff the committee. And these are all people who give their time on a voluntary basis. And they're drawn from many different areas of professional life in Hong Kong. They're from the regulators, from the SFC, and from the stock exchange. You get people who are very senior who can come and contribute. You get people from the financial services industry and the wealth management industry, accounting professionals, lawyers, and in particular academics as well, who have a significant part to play. So you get this great mix of people who come together, who wouldn't ordinarily in any other scenario be drawn together to sit on committees like this. And this is one of the great benefits of the Institute, which it deliberately invites people from diverse backgrounds who've all got something to offer. Thirdly, I'd say that the Institute is definitely a centre of excellence in learning. It's a place that provides opportunity, obviously not just for sitting exams, for people to be able to satisfy one of the criteria for becoming licensed, and not just also for continuing professional education, which of course it provides a wonderful course for that. But also, if you're someone who's in a particular sector, there's plenty of opportunity here to subscribe to other things and find out about other areas in financial services which you're not familiar with. And you can go on a voyage of discovery, and you can discover things which you really were not aware of within neighbouring your sector or close to it. It gives you an opportunity also just for advancing your skills and pushing them out and giving you that extra angle, which is always helpful if you're thinking about it in career terms. I would just say you never know what's going to happen along the way, right? And life is full of detours, as are career progressions and twists and turns, but hopefully moving forward. But I'll just say this, which is that if you are very focused on what you're doing, and you're very dedicated, and you are somebody who integrity is key to what you're doing and maintaining standards, and you make it very clear to the people around you that you're someone who is reliable and can be trusted, particularly in situations of difficulty, then you never know where it's going to lead you to, and you may end up being quite surprised by the success you have along the way and where the journey takes you. So good luck.